Alright guys, you might have already heard about this. I wouldn't be surprised because it's literally everywhere by now. But Netflix is in some pretty hot water right now over one of their movies that is soon to release on September 9th called Cuties. And the problem is with this, the description and the cover image they used. The description was along the lines of Amy, 11, fascinated with a twerking dance crew, uncovers her femininity and defies her family's traditions. And the cover they used for this was a hypersexualized image of 11-year-olds, which is what angered many fucking people. Obviously, I'm gonna go ahead and throw up a tweet that Netflix put out after they received some backlash for this, and then I'm gonna put on the description before it was changed by Netflix. By now, if you haven't seen it, you're probably definitely wondering what's so bad about the cover image, like what's wrong with the description, what makes it wrong, or whatever. And I'm going to throw it up on the screen here so you can all see. Now, a lot of people, when they saw this, like you and I, may be thinking, what the fuck is this? Like, actually, because the cover image and the description of the movie, they kind of set it as like a hypersexualized tone. But this is a movie including children. Let me remind you, all the actors and actresses that play major roles as the kids are underage. They're actually 11, because this is actually basically fucking marketing to pedophiles. Some fucking pedophile's gonna be scrolling through Netflix recommendations when this movie drops, and he's gonna see a fucking, like, a bunch of 11-year-olds just sitting in, like, sexualized positions, and he's gonna be like, Now, you can see why this is a fucking problem, obviously, for many people. Many people are not okay, and rightfully so. They're not okay with the fact that this movie is hypersexualizing children. I know I keep saying that, but it's just to stress the importance of what Netflix is doing. It's almost trying to make normalize it, because if this becomes, let's say people like let this slide and let it become like acceptable and stuff, the movie in general, it's not just about the description and the cover image, it's about the entire idea of the movie. People aren't just upset about the image and the description. People are upset about the entire movie, that it is even possibly releasing. And that's where I also have a problem. I don't think that this type of movie should be released anywhere. It's unacceptable, and it is not. First off, these are children. These are not like adults who are of age and know what they're doing. These are children who made a movie about twerking. And if you don't know what twerking is, you have been living under a fucking rock. Twerking is when a bunch of, like, females just shake their ass and shit, and that's not something 11-year-olds should be doing. I personally believe that, and if you believe otherwise, you can go fuck yourself, because you're probably one of the motherfuckers that wants this movie released, you fucking pedo. But the fact of the matter is that Netflix is backing a movie about twerking children, and many people are, obviously clearly upset about this, and they thought the solution was to just change the cover image and description when the actual movie is still being planned to release on September 9th on Netflix. And that's what a lot of people have a problem with, is that this movie is going to fucking exist. That is the problem here. It's not the fact that the cover image was like that. It's not the description. Sure, they may have been, like, fucked up and, not right, but it's the entire thing about this movie. This movie should not exist. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say it. This movie should not fucking exist. This movie is simply out there. It's a pedo's paradise. whoever fucking sat down in a boardroom and approved of this movie are a bunch of pedophiles, honestly. Who in their right mind just sits down at like a table, someone's like bringing in an idea for a movie, and then they just sit down and they're like, all right, got an idea. Now, don't lose me here. Don't lose me here. It's a movie about a dance crew, but here's the good part. I know you guys are gonna love this. It has 11-year-olds twerking in it. Now, doesn't that sound amazing? And then a bunch of fucking pedos are like, oh yeah. It seems like a real big attempt to normalize pedophilia in our current world right now. It seems like a really big step to normalize it, because if everyone saw this and was like, oh well, that's fine, it's becoming normalized and stuff. But if we don't like say something about this, that's just definitely gonna be a big push towards some. I'm actually like losing my train of thought over this, because there's so much about this that is wrong on so many levels. It's the fact that they're sexualizing children. It's the fact that it's a step towards normalizing pedophilia. It's essentially trying to, everything that we know is wrong about, like, this is just trying to be overruled and made into a movie, essentially, for, like, pedophiles' enjoyment. The thing about this is, it's not like this is a fun movie and stuff. The movie rating on this is mature audience. This is not supposed to be viewed by kids. This movie is made for adults. It is made for and is catering to pedophiles. And that's where it really just shows off what this movie is and what it will be if it is released. Now, I am hoping that this movie is not released, because if so, that is just a big step to normalizing pedophilia out there among like Hollywood. And to be honest, right now, I think Netflix is not doing itself any favors. Instead of just apologizing, changing the description, and changing the cover image, just don't drop it. There are going to be a ton of bad things that come out of this. For one, a lot of people are going to stop supporting Netflix because they don't want to back a bunch of fucking pedos. And two, a bunch of fucking pedophiles are going to go on to this movie and fucking jerk off to it, and then it's going to be like, fucking... It's just so morally wrong that this movie even fucking exists. It's incomprehensible. What I really think Netflix could do to get themselves out of this is honestly just cancel the movie from ever being released, at least on this platform, and issue, like, just more than a fucking apology. Alright guys, that's about all I have to say on the topic, really. I don't know what I can say that hasn't already been covered in this video or by other people that you've probably already seen. But if there is more news coming out on this, maybe like a week or half a week later, I will make a follow-up video. This is just like my thoughts on this situation. Let me know your thoughts in the comments if you'd like to. I'll check them out, and thank you for watching. By the way, I know this is a different type of video because you're used to just strict gameplay, but I'm trying to expand into a commentary gameplay channel almost, because I feel like I would have a wider audience doing that, and I really just want to find ways to expand. If you do what people like, then theoretically you're gonna get more views, but this is kind of my way of just having fun with this, as many other people do. There are many other commentary channels, you already know. This is just how I would like to do it. I've wanted to do this for a long time, but I've never just really just decided to go and do it. This is my first time ever trying anything like this, so if you do enjoy it or want to see more, have any tips for me in the future, go ahead, tell me, and I will take it into consideration. Thoughts, opinions below, I'll read them, and thank you.